Hey guys, good day to all of you. This is N.J.C here and welcome to another video. Well, today I'd like to talk to you about something that'll actually make you think. Something that we do not realize, something that we need to feel and understand for ourselves in order to live a healthy life, or rather a happy and smooth life. So once upon a time, there was this monk. I always like to use stories where a monk is involved because somehow the wisdom that they share in any of their stories is something that we can learn from. So coming back to our story, there was a monk and there was a small child. Small child, maybe he was at an age where he was maturing, and he decided to ask this monk, what is it that that makes my life the most valuable? Or how do I find out the true value of my life? So the monk makes him sit down and tells him to do something which is very unique and unusual according to him. And he goes on to say, what you need to do is, around you find a nice stone that's maybe medium size or something that looks good, but that actually according to you has no value. Pick it up, go to the nearby store, show that the stone is for sale, but do not sell it. Let people bargain for it. If they ask you how much it is, just show them 2 of your fingers and that is it. Do not sell the stone and then come back to me. So the next day, as the monk said, the child picked up a stone and went to the nearby market. When he went there, he acted as if he was a vendor selling that stone, and a lady from the people in the market came and approached him to ask how much was the stone worth. So the child just showed 2 fingers as the monk had suggested, and the woman, not knowing what to say, she said, okay, is it $20? The child just nodded his head and she said, okay, $20 it is. Can I buy it from you? So the child said no. And the child asked, so what value is it to you? She said, I will take it and make it useful to me in the kitchen, where probably I could grind some masala or something of that sort, but it will be useful to me, and that is why I'm willing to pay you $20. So nonetheless, the child did not sell the stone, but after this little experience, he went back to the monk to explain what he had learned, or rather what he had seen and experienced with this woman. The monk further told him, later on, take the same stone and go to a museum. And so the child did that. The next day, he took it to a museum, and when people over there gathered to see the stone, even though it was not that important, they wanted to know what was its worth. And the child, as the monk said, just lifted up 2 fingers and that was it. And then somebody shouted $2,000 for a stone like that. Now, the child didn't ask any further questions, but he realized that the price just jumped. And he was wondering how could something like this jump so high? But nonetheless, he went back to the monk and shared this experience as to how the value of the stone went up in the museum. Now the monk told him, do the same thing, take the stone to a souvenir shop where you can get it sold at a much higher price. And so the child obediently did that. The next day he takes the stone and he goes to a souvenir shop or a shop that sells a lot of these curio items. And over there, the value went up even more. When somebody asked him how much is that stone, he just showed 2 fingers as usual, and from 2,000 it jumped up to almost 20,000. I know as fictional and as unbelievable this is, but it is a true story. And so the child was astonished that how a simple stone like that could change its value from different areas, or when he went to different people or different shops or different stores with it. And nonetheless, he went back to the monk to explain what he had experienced. So the monk now told the child to have a seat, and he wanted to explain to him what had happened with that stone, as the child had experienced and seen. So he told the child, like the stone, if you position yourself in different places, for example, you put yourself in the market, you are worth $20. You put yourself in a museum, you are worth $2,000. And if you put yourself in a curio shop or a souvenir shop or an antique shop, you could be worth $20,000 to about $200,000. And that is a similar case in life. You are not a stone, but wherever you place and position yourself is very important. You need to know, you need to understand where you are made to feel important. If you kind of position yourself in a place where you are not valued, you are as good as $20. You put yourself in a little better position, you might be valued at $2,000, and even more based on how you decide and position yourself. Now, how do we position ourselves, or what we need to do in order to reach the kind of value we are looking at also depends on the choices we make in life. So what I'd like to share with my lovely viewers today is that we need to understand that our value is not set. There is no fixed value for self-worth, just like the stone had. It all depends on the people we surround ourselves with. Each of us is gifted with a talent, or rather a natural gift, as I would put it. But we need to know how to use it. And in order to use it, we need to believe in ourselves. The next thing we need to ask ourselves, are we hiding behind the factors of self-doubt? Do we hesitate to move ahead? We need to answer these questions. We need to take a step back and reflect on ourselves. And then we need to know whether we need to take that step forward, or we need to make some different choices in life in order to move ahead. And once we do that, the value of our lives will just keep on improving. So, take a moment, take a step back, and understand your position today in life and how you would like to increase your self-worth or value. Always understand and note, we need to believe in ourselves, we need to be confident, and nobody can set a value for ourselves but us. It is us who shapes our own journey. It is us who decide our own destiny. So, this is N.J.C. Until next time, take care, stay safe, and God bless. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button.